my name is Danny. You may remember from a long time ago I built a Ricmotech RS1, and since then actually I haven't used it quite much because it was for PS3, and Gran Turismo at that time was what I used it for, and with the Logitech G27, and the Gran Turismo 6 was kind of at the end of its run at the time. So I kind of put it away and didn't really use it very much, but I have since updated it and gotten a PS5 and a whole new setup, which I'll show you now. So here she is. This is my modified Ricmotech RS1. Here's my fake Recaro seat. This is just an NRG seat with some Recaro accents. I know it's not real, but it was just for fun. So I have the Fanatec set up here. So I have the Fanatec GT DD Pro, and you can see it here. This thing's great. I have the removable steering wheel. I actually bought this collar cover from Etsy, I think. It's just 3D printed. That's just slides right on there. And you can see the pedal set that I have. I have the load cell brake pedal. Probably a little bit more difficult to see with less light. And over here on this side, these are just my gloves. And then I have the Fanatec handbrake, as well as the Fanatec shifter, which is also sequential. You just flip a switch on this side, and then you can't go left or right, and it's shift mode. I just have a wireless charger here for the PlayStation controller. And what you can see down there is a little RC car wheel that happens to fit a can of Coca-Cola perfectly. For my setup here, I actually also have some 3D printed magnetic shifters, which make the shifting much better. And those are just taped on with some Gorilla tape. And then I also purchased the quick release. So you just pull this like so, and then slide your steering wheel off. I added this wireless charger for my phone, so I get any text while I'm driving. Now the Ricmotech RS1 is, I made this by hand, and you just buy the plans from them, and you can kind of make it the way you want. So if you haven't seen the older videos, this is just some subwoofer carpet down at the bottom, and on the side I made these vinyl covered accents. This entire thing's made out of MDF. Now in order to mount the Fanatec steering wheel, I just used its base and drilled some holes, which you can't see here, where the feet go through, where it would normally clamp onto a table. And on the bottom, I removed the bottom portion of the clamp and just used this bolt, the bolt that comes with it, and a large washer. And it's solid as a rock. And this is my Gigabyte M32U. This is a 4K. It is a 4K screen. It's 120 hertz or 120 frames capable. I do prioritize the frame rate over the ray tracing, which I prefer. I mean, that's kind of up to you. And then over here, what you can see is just a Vizio Sound Bar. I bought this because it actually just fits perfectly right here on the shelf, and it makes plenty of noise. So there's the PlayStation. And also what I have here is just a horizontal fan that I got off of Amazon. And this thing's great for when you're sitting here and you know, you're sweating it out doing your racing, and some little airflow. You just pop this baby on. It's pretty quiet. When you're racing, the speaker's going, you can't even hear it. And it has several speeds. It also has a light. Not that that's necessary, but, and it's just sitting here. I just have it right here on top of the speaker. It's not secured or anything like that. Now the M32U has worked out great. It does use HDMI 2.1, and like I said, it is 4K 3840 by whatever, you know, the highest resolution that the PS5 can handle, along with the frame rate. I can't see if you can tell through the camera how great it looks, but in person I can tell you that it's fantastic. And yeah, this is a new setup here. It works great. Like I said, before I go too far here. Now the seat is, like I said, just an NRG, you know, I think it's called the FRP. So it's a fixed back racing seat. I just bought these suede covered seat cushions. The original's over here. And these just look much nicer. And I mean, they're about the same amount of cushion, so, which isn't very much, to be honest, but you know, it makes it so it's not such an ugly ornament in the middle of my dining room. Also, perhaps be a little bit more challenging to see, but I have right here, this is a Tactile Transducer, and that is hooked up to an amp I just have over here on the floor. I gotta get this wiring situation sorted out, but that's for a later time. And what that does is just vibrates your seat with the low tones that come from the PlayStation. And all I have right here is the HDMI 2.1 goes to the screen. I run a splitter, like a regular headphone splitter, out of the bottom of this. One goes to the Vizio Sound Bar, and the other one goes, of course, to the amplifier, which I have over here. The amplifier I have is just some cheapy China amplifier. Works just fine. I think it says a 2.1 channel power amplifier, and I believe it's like, I don't know, 40 watts, something like that. And then also, these are also 4 ohms a piece. Oh, what I forgot to mention is that underneath the rig, I also have an additional one that's mounted to the wood frame of the rig, and I have those wired in series. You have to run them in series in order for them to work properly, at least in my case. And also, if you haven't noticed here, this is actually a, I forget the company. It's an R seat, I believe, mount. And it actually doesn't have the support. This is just a prototype that I've made out of wood. And I just have it screwed directly to the side of the rig. That makes it tremendously sturdy for ripping the handbrake here, and of course shifting as well. But that's pretty much it. I mean, it works great. Solid as a rock. I mean, as in comparison to some other rigs that I've tried out there, which are made out of metal, they tend to be a little rattly. This one doesn't rattle at all, and it works great for my purposes. This thing gets pretty darn loud, and in combination with the vibration of the seat, provides a little bit of immersion, I guess you could say. And you can tell my little Recaro headrest, I just got this just Velcroed on there. I bought that off eBay. as well as the seat protector, because I need to get one for the other side as well, but these are just like little leather protectors, because I tend to grab the sides of the seat to enter them, which I know isn't the correct way. However, I'm getting old, so it makes it more challenging to kind of climb into this thing. I have a little car mat here. I tried that out, didn't really work very well. It's not long, I mean, it's too short. I'm sorry, it's too long. So I just use it to wipe my feet off when I enter the rig here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see here my 911 build that I have. Probably one of my favorite cars to drive in this game. But yeah. Any thoughts? And some upgrades coming in the future, perhaps. So I'd like to get a new pedal set, the one with the, this is already load cell, but I like the one with the upgraded one from this one that Fanatec provides, as well as perhaps make a second rig dedicated strictly to Formula One. So I think I can use this pedal set for Formula One, since I won't need the clutch pedal on there. And I'd like to get some other steering wheels, because this one for the that comes with the Gran Turismo one is kind of small, and it's not covered in leather. It's actually rubber. So that kind of if you don't have gloves on, your hands get really sweaty and slippery. So that's why I wear my fancy gloves. They got some donuts on them, some sprinkles on the inside. These little rubber sprinkles help you grip. But these aren't like super like real racing gloves, or just for like mountain biking. But I find that the real racing gloves tend to make my hands real sweaty, because they're much thicker and they're fireproof. And I don't anticipate catching fire in my racing rig at any moment, hopefully. So anyhow, that's my rig, and if you guys like it, let me know. Leave a like in the comments, and if you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.